There is something about the smell of a charcoal grill firing up that just screams weekend. But let's be honest, nobody wants to spend an hour hovering over a chimney starter while the family gets hungry. That is where these briquettes actually earn their keep. They have this specific shape, with extra edges that catch a flame almost instantly. You dump them in, hit them with a match, and 15 minutes later, you are ready to throw the steaks on. It is one of those small conveniences that makes a massive difference when you are trying to get dinner moving without a headache. What stands out is the consistency. You pour these out and they look uniform, which might seem like a minor detail, but it means the heat distribution is actually predictable. There is nothing worse than having one side of the grill scorching hot, while the other side is barely warm enough to melt butter. With these, you get a steady, reliable burn that holds up whether you are doing a quick sear on some burgers or settling in for a longer smoke on a rack of ribs. It feels like a solid, dependable workhorse that does exactly what it says on the bag. Now here is the thing about the flavor. It is that classic smoky profile that most people associate with a real American barbecue. It is not trying to be fancy or reinvent the wheel with weird additives. It is just straightforward wood smoke. It is nice to know they are using leftovers from local mills to make this stuff, too. It feels a bit better knowing that the wood isn't just going to waste, but is instead ending up under a chicken breast or a pile of vegetables. However, it is not all perfect. If you are the type of person who is super sensitive to ash, you might find yourself doing a bit more cleanup than you would with some of the premium lump charcoals out there. It is just the nature of the beast with briquettes, but it is worth keeping in mind if you are grilling on a pristine patio. Also, the bag itself can be a bit of a workout to lug around if you're grabbing the 16-pounder, so maybe keep it somewhere accessible so you aren't dragging it across the garage every time you want to fire up the grill. Still, for the price and the sheer reliability, it is hard to argue with the results. It is one of those staples that just works every single time you reach for it. You aren't paying for fancy marketing or gimmicks. You are paying for a consistent fire that gets the job done. If you want a grill that starts fast and stays hot without needing a degree in thermodynamics to manage, this is probably going to be your go-to. It is simple, it is effective, and it makes the whole process of cooking outside feel a lot less like a chore and a lot more like what it should be. Honestly, for most backyard setups, you really don't need anything more complicated than this.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.